Hi, this is Brent from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and it is the 21st of November, 2006. And I gotta say, I think the market looks like it's getting a little bit tired. We're starting to see some spinning tops, some dojis, some stars, and I think we're probably due for a little bit of a pullback here coming up shortly. Doesn't mean we're coming into a bear market, but I think we're going to be looking at a pullback. So last night I posted 3 videos, had a whole bunch of ideas on there. We're going to take a look today at what happened to some of those ideas and which ones are still looking good, maybe which ones are not. And then I'm going to have some dinner and I'm going to do some research tonight and post probably another video tonight with some more fresh ideas. So let's start with LMIA, and this is one in the aerospace and defense sector, which I have some exposure to. I'm in ORB short, and there it is, just falling out of that channel. We said it rallied up over here, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that for you. And we have a little bit of a gap over here that was created on this day, and I think that's just acting as resistance. You can see we can't get that close above that gap, and we had a nice day today, down almost 3%. I think you could have got into this one this morning. Let's take a look real quick at a 5-minute chart. And yes, you could have gotten in this one this morning up around 1845, 1847, something like that. So LMIA looks like it's working. I think there's more downside to come on this one, so keep your eye on LMIA. Next up is Shearing Plow, SGP. I talked about this one last night not having a lot of volatility, but for a stock that doesn't have a lot of volatility, we had a pretty darn nice move today, down 2%. I suggested maybe using options or leverage on this. Maybe we're going to get some support down here off these 2 hammers. Let's take a look at the moving averages, see if there's anything in the neighborhood. Nothing in the neighborhood. So I think we're just getting support right here off this level back here. Former resistance becomes support. We'll see if this can break through that. If it can break through it, I think the next stop is going to be around this 200-day moving average around 20. Maybe we'll get some more support down here off this gap around I don't know, 1960, somewhere in there. And let's move along. Here we have NPSP, and we talked about this last night. I said I'm not a breakout player, I'm a pullback player, but I think this one's getting ready to break out. And we got a little bit of a breakout today. So I mentioned it. I said, you know, if you're a breakout player, maybe you want to check this one out. I think it was available this morning. You could have got in down here around, I guess, I don't know, $4.94, $4.95, $5. Pretty nice move, pretty nice volume. Rejecting higher prices on this long candle wick. We'll see what happens with that tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some follow through. It's had 2 nice days so far, so we'll see if we get a little follow through on that. I think probably we will get a pullback at some point. If we do get a pullback to this trend line, I think it's an add to or a buy. So that's what I'll be looking for in NPSP. And let's take a look at HUM and Humana Corporation. We were all over this one last week. We were talking about this being a short. We're talking about it rallying up into the 200-day moving average. We were talking about shorting it there. So there was the short, and we had a pretty nice move so far. We have a little bit of a little type of star almost formed there, and it looks like it's finding a little bit of temporary support. I don't know if that support's going to hold. Let's see if we can find it. Take a look at the hourly chart, and there it is. We have a gap right here around 52, and that's roughly coinciding with the support that we're seeing kicking in. So gaps will provide support and resistance, so I think that's what we're seeing here. If we can get a breakdown below that level, below that 52 level, I think you can add to that short, or I would add to the short, or jump in on it short. That's my opinion. You're going to have to make up your own mind. And here's IDCC. We talked about this one last night being a short. And, you know, if you look at the daily, it didn't look like it had a great day. If you look at an hourly chart, that's a pretty interesting chart there. It had a pretty nice day there. Lots of momentum. And these 3 candles that are descending and are within the real body of this previous candle is called a falling 3 methods. That's a continuation pattern. It's bullish, actually. Kind of almost resembles a bull flag. So, you know, I don't know if this is going to rocket off or not. We've got some resistance up here around 32.76 it looks like, and over here, actually that's not 32.76, that is, let's see what that resistance was today, 33.49. So $34 is where the 50-day moving average is. I think a break through that, I wouldn't hold this short. A rally up to that, I'd probably short it. So let's move along. We have ORB, and I'm going to get a little sip of water while you ogle at this chart. I've been in this one for a little bit on the short side, and let me clean this chart up without these moving averages. We don't need those. And here's what we were seeing. We had a little bit of a support level that was working over here, and we had rising support over here. And what I said last night was I think I said this, but this is what I want to see, a breakdown below this trend line, and that's what we got today. So 2.5% whoop-de-doo, not a huge move, but it was a very solid move breaking through that trend line. And you'll see this almost resembles a little bit of a flagpole and a flag. This would be called a bear flag. It's a little bit big, but the concept is more or less the same. So we're getting that breakdown in ORB. Hopefully we're going to get more downside on that. We do have a little gap here, and let's take a look at that gap on the hourly chart, see if we can pull that up. Okay, and here's the gap, and you can see we found support off that gap. Might happen, a little bit of support off that gap over here, might happen again. So if we can bust through that, that's the next goal for us, to bust through this $18 level, and then we'll be looking pretty good, I think. I don't see much more in the way of meaningful support in the near term. So ORB continues to be a short in my opinion. And here is TUES, Tuesday Morning Corporation. And we talked about this being a nice rounding bottom, which it is. And we're getting a little bit of a, it almost looks like a little bit of a bull flag over here. So here's the consolidation. I like the consolidation. Maybe if we could get down here around 1725, 1750, looks like a good area to maybe establish a long position or start nibbling at it. I like this stock. I think it looks pretty good. TUES, Tuesday Morning Corp. And actually, you know what? Let me go back. Tuesday Morning Corp. No, okay. I thought I had some credit to give somebody there. I may have missed some credit on some of these. Some of these picks are from the tag board, so if I missed credit on it, my apologies. And here is SRT, another rounding bottom, and this looks like it's about ready to break out. So let's keep an eye on SRT. I'm not a breakout player, I'm a pullback player, but we're getting this pullback over here close to that 22-day moving average, so I like it. I think this stock will probably work in the trend channel. Let's take a look. And so far it is. This is my stop channel that I use. A penetration of the lower blue line over here would be a stop out on the close. And right now it's sitting at 1450. So if you got in down here at 11, stop channel kept you in the whole time. So I love this stop channel. It works great. And if you have Telechart, I'll give you the code that I wrote for it, and you can use it yourself. And we're running out of time. I think I have to do a second video. Here's OSCID, and this is probably our crowning achievement from last night. We're talking about picking on healthcare. Here's drugs. We talked about this being a short last night, and boom, wow. Okay, what does Kramer say? Booyah or ka-ching? I don't know. Down almost 10.5%. So nice move there. There was an entry available this morning. And what can I say? I hope you caught it. Probably not too many people caught it. I'm not sure how many people caught the video. It was out late last night. But if you did, there's, I'm sure, probably more downside in this one. Maybe it rallies up a little bit and gives us a bear flag and another chance to short it. So that's OSCID. I always have a problem with that one. I'm going to be back with one more video. Hopefully we'll get it all done one more. And I'll see you shortly.